guys, it's me Dahab, and today we're gonna be playing, reacting to a video on YouTube. Because today I just want to switch things up, and I just don't feel like playing. So let's react to one of these videos. So this channel I really like. I'm subscribed to it. I have this. It's actually like really nice too. I think I might subscribe later. Okay. Okay, this is a good channel. This is a good channel. This is a very good channel. And this is like, I used to watch it when I was 8 years old. But I think we should watch this. She's a real life vampire, which really looks interesting. So let's.
So this woman really believes that she's a vampire?
Okay, first of all, what the hell? Look at this picture. That doesn't even look like, bro, imagine you just went to the hair salon and then you said that you want your hair to be like that and then they just shaved it. Like, what the hell?
Now the woman's name is Manuela, and Manuela is around 21 when this story starts, and she's living in Germany, and homegirl is extremely into goth culture, like the black boots and the heavy metal. She even worships Satan, and she does like rituals, and she sleeps in
Okay, I would never, for like $1 million, I wouldn't sleep. I wouldn't even walk to a graveyard in the night. This is so weird. This is so disturbing. I actually want to I want proof this is real, because I need I can't believe someone's literally sleeping here. What the hell? Like, imagine you have a bed, and then you just decide to sleep in the graveyard, even though no one's dead in your family.
graveyards and like all sorts of weird stuff. But she's also got a big problem. She's actually kind of lonely. But one day, in the year 2000, all that changes. Because she's reading a heavy metal magazine. Because of course she is. And in it, she sees a personal ad. And the ad says, "Vampire seeks princess of darkness who hates everybody and everything." And I guess she thinks this is pretty romantic, and she's like, well, this vampire guy seems fine. And so she reaches out and she contacts the guy who posted it. The guy who posted the ad is this guy, Daniel. And Daniel, he's around 25, and he's just like Manuela.
He looks even more scarier than the actual girl or woman.
Into all that goth and Satan worshipping shit. He's even into blood drinking rituals. So eventually, Manuela and Daniel meet up in real life, and the chemistry is.
Let me just lose the volume, because I don't want this is weird. Just don't want anybody to hear this disturbing, especially my little brother. He would just be a demon.
Off the charts. It's a match made in hell. And so they decide to officially start dating. And they feel like they're perfect for one another. They go to Satan worshiping parties together, they do blood drinking rituals together, they take vacations to England and Scotland, and rather than stay in a hotel, they just sleep in graveyards. Here's a picture of the two of them in real life.
Wait. First of all, what is going on with the hairstyle you got here? And these lines, okay? And this is that's my complaint from this guy. But this girl is weird. Her eyebrows? Her dress? Is she broke? She has to put these? Her hairstyle?
If you want to see what they look like, they seem very pleasant. And not long after they start dating, they decide to take the next step and move in together. And if these two aren't weird enough, here's where things get even weirder. Now, they're both into strange satanic goth type stuff, but Manuela specifically is into vampire things, and she actually considers herself a real-life living vampire.
Yo, when I was 7-year-old, 6-year-old, 6, 7, okay, I've never even actually believed in vampires. I just thought it's just like, and this is like a 30-year-old or 40-year-old girl, and she literally believes herself as a vampire? And I don't even think even vampires are actually real, like to this day. I didn't even research. I'll research later. Like what? How do you like imagine me when I was like younger? I really liked unicorns and stuff. But I obviously knew that unicorns aren't real. But and I've never like if I thought it was real, I would never be. I would never say I want to be a unicorn and just make myself into a unicorn. Obviously, I would wear like unicorn shirts, jewelry. I don't know, like things, but not like. Okay, I don't know how to explain it, but this is so weird.
And once they move in together, Manuela, she doesn't have a job, so Daniel's basically supporting her. So he goes to work every day at an auto parts store, while Manuela stays at home and like sleeps all day. And since she considers herself a vampire, she stays out of the sunlight, and apparently they keep their apartment dark even at night. Not only that, but her bed is an actual coffin.
What? What? And he said actual, like a real coffin, I think, yeah. You, like, imagine you having a bed. You can see my bed. And then you just say that, yeah, I don't want it. I want a unicorn, and then I just cut her stomach and just. This is so weird. Okay, I'm been reacting so much. We need to speed this up.
So she sleeps in a coffin. She also has her canine teeth filed down to look like animal fangs, or I guess vampire fangs. And this goes on for...
People get braces because some people actually have it. Like, I'm not trying to, like, make fun of people who have it, but, like, people, they don't actually like it. Maybe some people like it. Yeah, they like having, like, these type of teeth. But like most of the people don't like it and actually get braces and stuff, treatments for it, and spend like I don't know so much money, and she's trying to get them.
Some time, and they get more and more into this lifestyle and more into the Satanism part. And one day in 2001, Daniel starts getting visions because I guess he's got some mental illness stuff going on. Specifically, he gets visions of the number 6667. And he doesn't know what he's supposed to do with this information, but he eventually decides that this is a sign. It's a sign from Satan himself, and that they've been selected by him, and that they need to get married. And that the 666 he's seeing in his visions are a sign that they should get married on the 6th day of the 6th month, June 6th. And the 7th...
Yo, let's watch another video, like... I want to actually kind of... I don't know. You know what? I don't care. I'll just watch it.
And the 7 is a sign that they should sacrifice themselves a month later on the 7th month, and that once they die, they'll become actual vampires living in hell with Satan. However, they feel that just unaliving themselves, that's not going to be enough to appease Satan. They also feel like they need to sacrifice someone else. But they don't know who they're going to sacrifice. But then Daniel remembers a guy that he works with. This guy, Frank. And Frank, he's apparently super nice. He gets along with Daniel. In fact, he's one of the only people at work who actually talks to him and doesn't judge him for his strange beliefs. Plus, Frank is a funny guy. He has a good sense of humor. And Daniel and Manuela think that if they kill him and he goes to hell, that he would actually make a good court jester for Satan. That's kind of insulting to Frank. Regardless, they've got it all planned out. They'll invite Frank over one night, and then they'll murder him. So some time passes, and it's finally June, and these two vampire goth weirdos get married. Then July comes, and now it's time for the next phase of their plan, the human sacrifice. So Daniel goes and he invites Frank over to hang out one night. And poor Frank, he thinks it's just a normal evening, hanging out with a friend from work. So he's like, sure, I'll hang. So Daniel goes and he picks him up and he brings him to their apartment. And they're all three there and they're just hanging out and like listening to music. But then, out of nowhere, without any kind of warning or indication, Daniel pulls out a hammer and bam, he hits Frank in the head with it. And then bam, he hits him again. And Manuela is there and she's watching all this go down just like they had planned. And that is when she hears a voice who she believes is Satan telling her to stab Frank in the heart. So she grabs a knife and boom, she stabs him. She stabs him again and again and again until he's no longer moving. And they apparently stabbed him with a bunch of different sharp objects, and they made sure to stab him 66 times because of 666. So now the murder is done, and they can start the rest of the ritual. And I won't get into the details of the rest of the ritual because it's pretty gruesome, but there are certain things that they feel like they have.
Yeah, I don't know what to say. What? Who even gets these thoughts? Whoever I forgot the girl's name. A random voice? What? Is she making it up or is he making it up? What? From your brain saying, stab him in the heart.
Have to do with his body. And also, as part of that ritual, they smash in the coffin while Frank's body is still in the room. So now the ritual thing is complete. And at this point, all they have to do is unalive themselves, and then they'll be at Satan's side forever, existing as vampires, I guess. Until... Here's the thing. Daniel and Manuela aren't really the most stable people, and they just violently murdered someone. And it turns out that this is actually a lot to process mentally. And so, like, now they're supposed to unalive themselves? This is just too much for them to handle. So they start to panic, and they abandon the next step in the ritual. So now they're not going to unalive themselves, I guess. And instead, they decide to just flee and leave the body there. So Manuela writes a farewell note to her parents to say goodbye, and they somehow get it to them. I guess they drop it off at their place. And from there, they go on the run. And they drive all over Germany, crisscrossing the whole country, living out of their car, trying not to attract too much attention. Meanwhile, Manuela's parents find her goodbye note, and they read it, and it basically says something like, I am not meant for this world, or something, and they think it's a suicide note. So they freak out, and they call police to go over to her apartment and do a welfare check on her, because they think she's in there hurting herself. So police, they go over there, and they get inside, and that is when they find poor Frank's body. And police immediately think, oh shit, they killed this guy. They think they're probably out there actively looking for more victims to kill. And so they put out an APB, and this becomes a big manhunt all over Germany trying to find these two. And about a week goes by, and police finally spot them at a gas station. And so, bam, they get arrested. And I don't have mugshots, but here is what Daniel looks like in real life, and here's what Manuela looks like in real life. And eventually, they go to court, and they admit to the murder. However, they claim that it's not actually their fault, because they claim that Satan was using their body as a tool, and therefore, they're not responsible. Well, the panel of judges doesn't buy it, and they're both found guilty. And Daniel is sentenced to 15 years in prison, while Manuela gets sentenced to 13 years in prison. You may have heard of...
Okay, this is the end of the video. For the smashing out part, I'm gonna put like a whole I'll edit it and just remove it in case your parents are watching nearby, just for you not to get in trouble. And this is like the most disturbing video I've ever watched. Oh my, yeah, if this is real, but he actually showed real life pictures of there, so maybe it is real. But yeah, I'm just so speechless. Like I need time to process this because that's so disturbing. But anyway, y'all, I have to go. Bye. Bye, y'all.